Hello, welcome to the evening session of Ignite Your Success. So glad to have you here. And if you enjoyed that song, then if you'd like to make lots of money, put a yes in the chat. Hello, welcome to the evening
Oh,
session of Ignite Your Success. Boom. That's what happens when I live stream and forget to close the window. Okay. So, all right. Now, if you would like to have less responsibility and more freedom as you make more money, put a yes in the chat. Nice. And if you'd like that to happen in the next few months, few weeks, or even few days, put a yes in the chat. Okay. Alicia's like days. Screw those weeks and months. It's days, damn it. Okay. So now imagine if that happened. Imagine if you just started attracting clients that wanted to pay you. Imagine if life got easier. You got to put the right people in, the right systems in, so you got more freedom. And imagine if you just unlocked the success potential you didn't even realize you had, right? Like my client Jennifer, who when started working together, I started working with her in October of last year. And between October and December, she made as much money as she did January up to October. If you'd like to see those kinds of results, put a yes in the chat. It's very interesting. There's no Sharon here, but Sharon's note takers keep trying to enter the room. So, like, get out, just get out. Okay. All right. So I am a reality interventionist. And if you have not, ooh, excuse me, some reactions going on from you guys already. I'll explain the coughing in a little while. If you are new and have not seen me work before, put new in the chat. Do, do, do. Oh, I said new, but I'll take you. Okay. All right. Okay. That works too. Welcome, Marilyn. Okay. So what I do is I get you out of the addiction of your current circumstances and get you addicted to way better circumstances. So more success, more money, better health, better relationships. And, that's kind of good things to be addicted to. Now, what I do is not as important as why I do it, because I believe that everyone just wants to be seen and loved by the people around them. But we are taught that in order for that to happen, we have to make sure everyone likes us. We have to fit in. We have to make sure we don't rock the boat in certain situations. And when we start doing that, we stop being us. So most people on the planet are not being who they really are. They're being who they think they need to be in order to be loved and accepted. I found that when you start to truly embrace who you are, love yourself for you, you become magnetic. People are drawn to you, your impact amplifies, and your success skyrockets. And that's what I'd love for you to have. This is doing work to get me to that place has changed my life profoundly. I travel almost every month now, and it's called Speaker Life. I speak on different stages across the country. I get to hang out with the coolest people, go to the neat events like coming up in January is the Marketers Cruise. So me and 450 other entrepreneurs hanging out on a cruise ship, doing deals, having fun, partying. It's a pretty cool experience. And from there, I'm going to hang out in Florida for a little while and then go to something called the Soulful Leadership Retreat, where there's going to be a few hundred of us that are all spiritual leaders that are going to, again, network, create JVs, and just have a lot of fun. And that's just my January, right? So uh, the rest of the year is going to be similar to that. And this is the kind of life I'd love for you to have. I've also written a book called How to Rewrite Reality. And if you're a coach, put coach in the chat. Equals an atch, but we'll take it. Okay. So one thing I want coaches to get is the more value you see in yourself, the more value other people see not only in you, but in what you put out to the world. So when I launched How to Rewrite Reality at a certain value of myself, and that was back in 2019. When it came out, people went, "This is a cool book." As I got to really embrace my true value, the responses to the book changed. A couple of years later, one of my clients said he gave the book to his son who had been in depression for 3 years, and he came out of depression right after reading the book. As my value continued to increase internally, people started saying the book changed their life. And just recently this year, someone revealed to me that the book saved his life. He was going to commit suicide until he read the book. So that's the cool thing, that I can say How to Rewrite Reality is honestly changing lives across the globe. What's happened, though, is it's just an expression of my value. So as you release your blocks, as you embrace your value, everything that you're putting out into the world currently and in the past will become more valuable to the people that encounter it. You can start making money off evergreen courses you may have out there that have never been bought before. It's a really, really cool phenomenon, and I would love for you to experience that. Now, getting to this place was not without its ups and downs. I'm a six-figure earner. That's something my friends and I used to talk about in high school. We got to get to six figures. Like, we got to be all making six figures. And so that got programmed into me, except the thing I didn't realize, that six figures for me meant $100,000. 200, 300, 700, those are all six figures. But six figures to me was $100,000. So when I got out of school, I started working in corporate. I worked at a company called Oracle doing software development and design, and I quickly went to $100,000. And then it stopped. I just started hanging out at that $100,000 level. And I eventually moved from that company to be an independent contractor, because then I don't have to worry about them giving me raises. I could charge what I wanted. And even when I charged a lot more, I started working less so that I was making $100,000. And I couldn't figure out, why can't I make more than $100,000 a year? This is really, really annoying. And if $100,000 seems like a great goal and a dream for you, just put it at whatever level you're at. Why can't I make more than I'm making more right now? So eventually I figured out how to make $1 million a year. In 2010, apps were starting to become popular on phones. I had gone to San Diego, where there was an event that had Bob Proctor, John Assaraf, and a bunch of other people from The Secret. I schmoozed and got their contact info. I started talking to them. Bob Proctor actually lived in Toronto, about half an hour from where I live, so I managed to nail an interview with him, a meeting. So I got to go to his place and hang out with him. And he was very intrigued with what I did and said, "Well, why don't I get you working with my team?" So I started working with his team. And what I was going to do was develop an app that had subliminal programming from the people that were in The Secret. Right? And so I figured you'd have the app, and then if you want Bob Proctor's programming, you pay $1 in-app purchase. If you want John Assaraf's, $1 for that, and people would just start buying these things, and these people would advertise them. They have millions of people on their mailing list, so they'd be making millions of dollars really, really quickly. There was no brainer to get to $1 million. So what happened? I went to $0. I made $0 for the next 2 years. The deals I was doing, they sort of fizzled out. There was never any bad blood or things fell apart. It just fizzled away and didn't exist anymore. And I ended up couch surfing with family and friends, because when you're making 100,000, when you're used to making $100,000 a year, and you think you're about to make $1 million, you're still spending as though you make $100,000 a year, even though there's zero money coming in. So that eats away on your savings quite quickly. Okay. And racks up credit card debt. So usually, eventually I had about $80,000 in credit card debt and zero income. And then in that space, I said, you know what? Let me just go back to working corporate. And when I made that decision, I immediately got a job for $100,000 and went back to the status quo. This continued on for a while until I started coaching for myself. And my first year of coaching, I was only making $6,000, but it rapidly went up to $100,000 and then stayed there again. However, now having tools and having access to coaches, I decided, let me work with one of my coaches and see what's going on here. And when I worked with him, we found out that when I was a teenager, my friends and family would say things like, Shiraz, you're really intelligent. You're really creative. We have no doubt that you will be making $100,000, sorry, millions of dollars a year. You're going to have that house on the beach. You're going to be traveling the world. It's going to be the most amazing life. And then we get to come hang out with you at your house and we get to travel with you and we'll all party together. And they thought this was the best idea. And I thought, oh my God, they're all going to leech off me. If I make millions of dollars, they're just going to descend. I'm going to have to live with them in my house and pay for their stuff and take them with me, whether I want to or not. And so my mind made a decision. $100,000 a year is comfortable enough that I can have a cool life, but not so much that these people could start leeching off me. I didn't know I made that decision, but it was made. And so when I let go of that belief, when I said to myself, you know what, if I make lots of money and they say, I'm going to come hang out with you, I'm just going to say no, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm not going to feel guilty. If they want to come travel with me, no, I'm going to travel by myself. There'll be times where I'll say, hey guys, let's all go for a trip because I'm feeling generous. I'm like, I'll pay for the trip. But otherwise, screw it. It's my money. You don't get to access it. The next year, I made $200,000. Last year, I took it up to $1 million in sales. Right? That one belief was crippling my income. Well, not crippling, but stalling my income for decades. And I didn't even know it was there. So my question to you is, what beliefs are running in you right now that's creating the level of success that you have and not letting you go further? Okay. And the clues that you're locked into a certain level of success are similar things to what happened with me. When you're trying to launch a new product or a business, when you're trying to get to that next level, if things start to happen, like you start to get really busy or you start to have fights with the family or your income goes down or you get sick, that's your unconscious mind jumping in to stop you from advancing so that you can stay safe. And your unconscious mind does not care about your physical life. It cares about your emotional state. It is either trying to get an immediate fix of a good feeling, or it is trying to avoid bad feelings. And the two feelings it tries to avoid the most are guilt and shame. Okay. So I didn't make more than $100,000 because bad feelings would show up. Oh my God, I'm going to be pressured into things. I'm going to feel guilty if I can't let people stay. And it's just like, nope, don't want those feelings. Just make $100,000 a year. I'm still going to be frustrated that I'm not making more, but that frustration is not as bad as the feelings that I thought would show up. Right. And this is the thing. Your mind doesn't have to know for sure you're going to feel those feelings. It just has to think that you might feel those feelings for it to kick in and try and protect you. Is this making sense? Give me a yes in the chat. Cool. All right. So now it gets worse. Okay. Because now that you've got that belief in there, anytime you try to disprove the belief, your subconscious kicks in and puts in a reverser. And anytime you see someone else in a situation that you're trying to avoid, you get a hit of dopamine. So what does that mean in my case? If I saw someone complaining, and this happened with one of my friends, he started his own company, he was making a lot of money, and then his wife made him hire her brother. who didn't do shit at the company. He was incompetent, but she wanted to make sure her brother was supported. So he was losing basically that guy's entire salary every year to make his wife happy. And when I would see that and hear him complaining, I got a hit of dopamine because I didn't have to go through that because I wasn't making the kind of money he was making. I didn't have employees I had to deal with. So now I'm creating a dopamine addiction whenever I see someone else complaining about how much money they're making and how people are trying to take advantage of them. And of course, when you're focused on something, you start to see it wherever it is. It's like when you decide, I want to buy a red Toyota, you see red Toyotas all over the road. They've always been there, but now you're focused on them and you see them everywhere. So when you're trying to avoid a certain situation, you're going to see more of that situation. So you could say, good thing I'm not doing that. Whew, and get your dopamine fix. So you created a dopamine addiction to staying exactly where you are. So here's the good news and the bad news. The bad news is your body wants to be addicted to something. It is inevitable. You will be addicted to multiple things, the level of success, the type of relationships you have, the level of health, all sorts of things you're going to be addicted to. The good news is you've been letting circumstances determine your addictions up till now, and you actually have the power to choose the addictions moving forward. For instance, I used to get a fix whenever I was struggling, and people would go, Shiraz, oh my God, we see what's happening to you. We hope you do better. We're cheering you on. And that felt like love. So I was getting an immediate fix of love and addicted to that fix. Except that meant I have to keep struggling because that's how I get that reaction from people. So when I made a decision, you know what? Instead of getting my fix from struggle, I'm going to get my fix from success. I'm going to hang out with people that cheer me on, that support me, and I will cheer them on and support them. Then suddenly I started to see all the success and the struggles start to go away. And whenever someone cheered me on, I anchored that in. This is my life now. It's that love and support I get for doing well, for moving up in the world, for having that success. So then what does my body do? Oh, we're going to have to keep moving forward. We're going to have to keep creating more success because we want to keep getting that feedback. We want to keep getting that love. And so now, making lots of money, expanding my network, feeling good, traveling around the world, and I'm addicted to it. And you know what? I like this addiction. I like being able to say, you know what? I'm going to go spend a month in Florida just because I can. Right? So that's what I want for you as well. How does that happen? There's two elements. Number one is you have to remove the negative beliefs, the limiting beliefs that you're addicted to right now. And number two is you need to replace them with positive beliefs. The removal of the negative beliefs can be quite simple because we're going to remove some of them for you guys in just a little while. Replacing them with the positive beliefs. Ooh, there's someone just reacted to that. That was interesting. Someone was actually reacting to having negative beliefs removed. Like, nope, I don't want that. I want to keep that. I don't know who that was, but this is what happens. You don't even realize it's going on, and your body's like, nope, 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 no, no, don't change my life. Even though consciously you're like, change my life. I want more success. Body's like, no, 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 no. This is working for me. I want to stay right here. So to create the positive beliefs, what you want to do is envision where you're going to get your fix from. Because get that this is an addiction and you're trying to create an addiction to something specific. So I said, I'm going to be addicted to the love I get for success. And then I started creating more success. Another addiction I used to have was I work really hard. I work harder than anyone to get results. I'll do whatever it takes. And so I kept having situations where I was working my ass off. Right? I would pull all-nighters and feel proud in the morning that I pulled an all-nighter and got that done. And, you know, as good as that felt, I finally realized, you know what? What if I got addicted to the fact that if I want to get something done, it gets done somehow. Like someone else will pick up and do it, or I'll find a really easy way to do it. And it can get done quickly and easily. And so when I decided that's what I'm going to get addicted to, I started finding ways to get things done quickly and easily. And people started jumping in. Like I didn't even have to ask some of them. They started jumping in and say, how can I help? Or, oh, you're doing that? I've already got that solved. Why don't I just give you my solution? More and more of these things started showing up. Right. Case in point, I have a New Year's Eve event coming up, December 31st. And I decided, okay, I'm going to have a bunch of promotion partners this year. I had some last year, but I wanted to double that and double the attendance this year. So then I said, okay, you're going to have to start doing reach outs to people, ask them if they want to help promote. And one of the things I say is, you promote me, I'll promote an event of yours. So we're doing some swaps. And when I set that intention, some people started to contact me and said, I heard you got this New Year's Eve event coming. How can I help you promote it? I'm like, well, that was easy. That felt good. And so then I anchored that feeling in of how good it feels that they're just contacting me. I don't have to do half the work here. And so more and more people are doing that. So I've got 45 promotion partners so far. I want to get that up to about 70. So if you would like it that people just showed up and did your work for you, put a yes in the chat. Okay. And this can happen. I watch it happen with a bunch of my clients. It, of course, happens with me because of doing this. Now, anchoring it in, I do it just by feeling the feeling, but sometimes you need a physical anchor. So what you can do, and if you've ever gone to a Tony Robbins event, you'll see that he's every now and then he like touches a part of his body. That's where he's put his anchors in to have certain feelings. So you could do an anchor like if someone supports you, you can like tap on your heart when you're in that feeling, go, oh my God, I got supported. All right. And then whenever someone supports you, you tap on that feeling of you got supported. It feels so good. And then if you're ever feeling unsupported, you can tap on your heart and it'll automatically bring up that feeling of being supported again. It'll counteract the negative feelings. So anchored in and anchored in and anchored in. You can use different parts of your body to anchor in different emotions, different feelings. Okay. All right. I'm glad you love that, Jalissa. Okay. So the other thing you want to do is envision the life you want. Right? A lot of people will say, this is what I want. I want to make $1 million a year, but don't actually envision what that looks like and especially what that feels like. You have to be able to envision it from a first person point of view, as though you're walking around in that new life, feeling like that person that's earned $1 million already. Because if you're doing it from a first person point of view and you're feeling it, and you make that last for 30 seconds or more, your mind can't tell whether you're imagining it or you're actually doing it. So it just says, well, I must actually be doing this. It starts to rewire your neural pathways, saying, this is who I am and this is what I do. And when you do this often enough, you rewire enough neural pathways that you just start showing up as that person. You start getting the results of that person. You actually pull them into your life. And sometimes it results in the path being shown to you, and sometimes it results in instant manifestation of the thing you're trying to create. Right? And this came up in I have a program called Monthly Magic where we create magic for you every month. Someone asked the question, does it take longer to manifest something bigger? And the answer to that is yes, if you think it does. Okay. Manifestation doesn't care about whether it's big or small, if it's complex or not complex. If you want it and you can envision it, it can show up instantly. As long as you believe it can show up instantly. The thing I've found is there's a lot of people have these beliefs like, you know, years to set up, seconds to destroy. It works the other way too. It can be seconds to set up, years to destroy if you want it to get destroyed. Because the universe doesn't care. It doesn't have any boundaries. It doesn't have any restrictions. You do. So as soon as you get this, you can start to manifest bigger and better things easily. So get rid of the old beliefs, start anchoring in the new beliefs, visualize the new life, and things will start to happen for you. Now, the key there, though, is holding a thought for 30 seconds or more. Most people can hold a thought for 7 seconds or less, which is about the same as a goldfish. So that's why I created these audios called Stop Thinking Like a Goldfish audios. Just put goldfish, which you can get at goldfishnomore.com. And listening to these on a daily basis will train your brain to hold thoughts for 30 seconds or more. Now, the cool thing about these audios is some of them are about listening to a sound for 30 seconds. So you can do it while you're out for a walk. Some of them are, about feeling a certain feeling, like you can hold something and feel it and just focus on the feeling for 30 seconds. So you can do that while you're doing anything, while you're knitting or doing the dishes or holding a baby, whatever it is, and just focus on the feeling. All of that will train your brain until it's just normal for you to hold thoughts for a long period of time. And when you've built that muscle, then you can visualize things much easier, and then you can manifest much easier. But you need to build the muscles. Right? This is why most people that try to manifest don't get the results. They have not been taught this part. They just think, well, if I think about it and visualize it and feel it, that's fine. But if you're doing it from a person point of view, your mind knows that's not you because you don't see that way. You see out of your eyes. You don't. The only time you see you is if you're looking in a mirror. Now you can fake it and imagine yourself in a mirror so you can see yourself, but then that's something your mind can deal with. It's like, oh, I was just looking in a mirror. Got it. All right. So now about getting rid of the beliefs, we're going to do that right now. I'm going to start working with some of the people in the room. And when I talk to you, I can tell when your conscious beliefs match your unconscious beliefs. And wherever they don't, I'm going to say that's not coming up true. I'm not trying to call you a liar. I'm just saying that your conscious and unconscious have different ideas. So whenever we find something's not true, we're going to look for the underlying story that's making it not true. So for instance, I could be talking to Nikki and say, Nikki, would you like to make more than $100,000 a year, an extra $100,000 a year every year? And Nikki could say, yes, that sounds like a fabulous idea, extra $100,000 a year. And I could say, no, Nikki, that's not coming up true. So then we dig down and we find out what's going on for Nikki. And it could be that Nikki's mom worked really, really hard to put food on the table and a roof over their head. And Nikki thinks, if I make money quickly and easily, I'm going to be disrespecting my mom. I don't want to do that. That'll feel horrible because she works so hard. And so she may not think that consciously, but unconsciously, that's the little girl in her trying to love her mom and be respectful of her mom, which is affecting her life now. So then I'm going to say, Nikki, are you willing to step out of the story that you need to work hard without making lots of money so you don't disrespect your mom? And if Nikki says yes, and she means it, and I can tell if you mean it, then it's going to shift in that moment. And by shift, what I mean is we're actually rewiring your neural pathways in that moment. And when that happens, there's a release in energy. Now, when energy shifts around me, I yawn and cough. That's why I was coughing a little bit earlier. So be prepared for that over the next hour. Okay. If you've ever done this kind of work, you'll know what it feels like in your body. If not, the most common things are yawning or a feeling of energy in your body and a release. However, anything goes. You could get hot or cold. You could have like a little muscle twitch. You could feel a little lightheaded. You could start to cry spontaneously. So just let whatever happens happen. If I'm yawning and coughing, you know something's going on. And I want to be clear. I'm not causing you to shift anything. I am guiding you to the thing that needs to be shifted. And then I'm saying, are you willing to step out of the story? Okay. This is where you have the opportunity to make that solid intention. Yeah, I'm done. I'm not going to deal with this story. I am finished with it. I'm not going to let it affect me anymore. And that's when you put in that powerful yes. Okay. When people want me to do the shifting for them, those people are in what I call victim mode. I want the change, but I don't want to do the work. Right? And I don't work with people that are in that mode. In my programs, I make sure there are no people like that in, because I want the groups to be supportive and loving. So everyone in the group has to be someone that's ready to make the change. They just need some guidance. Okay. If anyone in the group goes into victim mode, I pull them out of the group. I make sure they see someone that can help them, but I can't have that energy in the group. So that's one of the things I'd like to just sort of get straight here in this workshop, that that's what we're going to be doing. Now, here's the cool thing. If I'm working on Nikki and Jackie's got the same belief, then when I say, Nikki, you're willing to step out of that story, Jackie can say yes, and it's going to shift for her, right? Because you're doing the work. I'm just guiding you to the thing that needs to be done. And it doesn't have to be exact. If Christine's like, oh my God, I've got the same story, but it's not about my mom, it's about my dad. Then when I say, are you willing to step out of the story? Christine's going to say yes, but in her mind, it's about her dad, and it's going to shift for her as well. So you can get value out of every person I work with. I want you to ask yourself, how does this apply to me whenever I'm working with someone? Okay. Now, you will note that we are recording and we are live streaming to YouTube. So if you don't want a discussion to be public, don't put up your hand. And sometimes you want to talk about something really deep and personal. My advice is still talk about it, because if you've got it, there are people out there that have it, and you getting clear on it can set people free when they watch the recording. Right? If you don't want it public, then just don't raise your hand. It's all good. You can still get the shifts out of other people. So now, if you would like to be worked on, raise your digital hand and we'll start working through people. I don't go in the order the hands go up. I just go in the order that I'm sort of pulled to talk to people. And if you want to be worked on, you have to be on camera, because I can't spotlight you otherwise. Okay. Let's go with Alicia. What's up, girl?
Okay. So it's clear I need to step out of some kind of story
Mm-hmm.
because my story has been, I want to make a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
which I want, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Yep.
However, I discovered recently that not only do I not have an offer on my website that someone can sign up to, but the
Mm.
lead magnets that I've been doing have not been tied to my opt-in page.
Well, that's kind of a block.
So something seems a little amiss here.
Okay. Did you fix it?
Have I fixed it? Not yet. I
Yeah.
just discovered it, but I am going to fix it. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. But
Okay.
how ridiculous is that? How many months have I been saying, Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Uh,
I want you to get something though. The fact that you found it means that there's been a shift. Or
well,
else you'd
okay.
still in that position
So
where you're just wondering what the hell, that because no one's going to your actual site.
so the other thing kind of related
Mhm.
is, and this is the thing that maybe we need to work on then. I mean, we still need the money thing, but I've kind of fallen into this um perpetual confusion. Like
Mhm.
there's so many offers and so many opportunities, and it's such a lovely distraction, and it just spins me around and around.
Mhm.
And it's just, apparently so delightful to be in this perpetual, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I need to step out of that
That's an
story
easy
because
one.
it's
It's an easy one.
nonsense.
It's very simple, Alicia. Just go with my offers. It's very simple.
Just
Okay.
go, what?
Just go with my offers. And then there's no confusion.
No, I mean what I'm supposed to be
What you
doing.
supposed to offer?
Well, so I was working on the whole college thing,
Yep.
and then a person that we both know that I've been working with kind of shoved me onto a different track, and
Okay.
that was really intriguing and interesting. And so
Mhm.
then I kind of was going there, and then I had this other idea, and maybe I should go there. And so I have the staying power of your basic flea,
Okay.
which is not good. I need to pick a lane again and pick it and stay with it and take it all the
Okay.
way, ride that
Got it.
horse. Yeah.
What would happen if you picked a lane and you rode that horse and started to become successful in that area?
So I would love to say that would be great.
But you're
But
not.
but when you said that, I
Yep.
had this feeling in my heart that just went, ah! Like
Yeah. And that's why you're creating the confusion,
mm.
because it's better and safer to create the confusion than to ride that horse and go into that blah space.
You know, um, one other part of it is
Mhm.
maybe, which is totally weird. Um,
We don't do weird here, ever.
well, it might, but there might be this insidious little not worthy piece of it. Like, who would have thought that? You know?
It never comes up.
No, but you know, it's ridiculous. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous that it's coming up now. And it's totally ridiculous because as I was like spinning through some of these things,
Yeah.
I've worked with some people that are pretty high level people. You know, at one point I worked with when I was younger, I worked with Steve Jobs, for
Ooh.
example. Or yeah, no, I've worked with, you know, Jeff Miller,
Mhm.
who's, you know, a billionaire. I've worked with people that have become billionaires and along the way, right? So I I I I'm not them. I didn't do what they did, but
Mhm.
I counseled them and gave them advice and they took my advice and circumstances and you know, so why should I feel like I shouldn't feel
Do you have to have the success before you can feel worthy?
maybe, but then why am I self-sabotaging the whole success thing? What is this? What the
Well,
heck
if
is
you
going
have to
on?
have the success before you feel worthy, then you're not going to feel worthy to start off with because you don't have the success yet. And if you don't feel worthy, you can't create the success because the
Well, but my
worthiness is a requirement.
but this is the point is that I haven't had the monetary success that they have, but I've
Mhm.
had the success,
Mhm.
right? I mean, I've worked with some pretty high powered people.
Okay.
I can call them and do on occasion,
Okay.
right? And so it's not um I don't know.
So the
It
question though is, are you worthy of that kind of monetary success?
well, apparently part of me thinks not because I don't even have I didn't put an offer on my website or an opt-in to
Yeah.
my lead magnets. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, what kind of
So,
lunatic.
and it's interesting because like when you said, I'd like to make money, that comes up true now. That didn't used to come up true. So we cleared that and you're okay to make money, except you don't think you're worthy yet to make it,
Ah, okay.
right? Because the things around making money before was hard work and responsibility and like all that's cleared out. So like, well, if I was worthy, I could make it, but I'm not worthy yet.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
So are
Worthy
you
yet.
okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Let's clear that.
Okay. Are you willing to step out of the story that you're not worthy to make money?
Huh. Yes.
Almost. Feel it on the edge there. Okay. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make the money before you can feel worthy?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a real yes. You're like, yeah, yeah, yes.
Well, what I was thinking about it is that I certainly consciously don't think that I don't think that I have to be, yeah, I don't think that I'm not worthy. Do I? I don't think that I'm not worthy.
Okay, let's try it
I
again.
should be worthy. I mean, why wouldn't I be worthy?
Should be is still like judgment, like it. No, I may not be, but I should be. Okay, so let's just hit you with the truth rate. Are you worthy of making lots of money?
Yes.
That's not coming up true.
Ooh.
Mhm. Okay,
Hmm.
well, let's try it again. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make the money before you can feel worthy to make the money?
Yes.
Are you willing to step out of the story that you're not worthy of making lots of money?
Yes.
Almost again, like you're right on the edge. What comes along with being worthy?
Um, I don't know. I mean, we're all worthy. We're all worthy, and it's just who steps up, right?
Mhm. That's the correct answer, yes.
Okay. So,
Not
so,
necessarily the belief that's running in you, but that is the correct answer.
okay. Okay.
If you're
So
worthy and you create big success, will you have to leave anyone behind?
I don't, no, I don't think so.
And see, that's not coming up true.
Really?
Yeah. And you may not have to, but if your mind thinks you might have to, and it's someone you really love, then it's just like, nope, let's stay right where we are.
Wow.
So, are you willing to step out of the story that it's better not to create success so you don't have to leave anyone behind? Ow, there is several people reacting to that one. Ooh, that hit the room. This is why I chose you because like, you have stuff that everyone's dealing with.
Uh, I know. I'm a universal mess in that regard. It blocks.
But you're getting
Oh my
cleaned up.
God.
You're getting cleaned
Okay,
up. It's all
well,
good.
all right. So that is probably the heart of it, isn't it?
Mhm. Remember, as
And
you
and
create
the
more
way it works is
success,
I have to be willing. Not that it will happen, not that it has to happen, but I
yeah,
have to be willing for it to happen.
yeah, because some people will not want to come along for the ride. And if you have to stay where they are, you won't create the success. Some people will absolutely come along for the ride. They're going to be like, oh my God, this is the best thing, Alicia, let's do this. And you will inspire them. You will help change their lives just by you saying,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great success.
Ooh, yeah. I get
All
I
right.
see what the problem is now.
Okay. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
feeling it now. Okay.
Yeah. I see what the problem is, and I'm not positive that I can step out of that story because I'm not positive that I'm willing. I'm not positive. In fact, I know that
Mhm.
if the price is leaving behind certain people, I'm not willing to do that.
Okay. So then you're saying, I don't want to create success,
I'm
right?
saying that the price of success might be too high for me to agree with or to risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you get to a state of everything's going to work out for the best, then you create that reality. And that reality may be that they disappear for a while. I've had best friends disappear for a while in my journey, and then they just showed up later on because I was willing to let them go.
So so here's the problem, right?
Mhm.
So I actually am pretty grounded that
Mhm.
everything works out for the best.
Okay,
And I'm kind of grounded in things work out for me.
good.
Like pretty good about that. Like I'm pretty solid in that.
Mhm.
But it's the piece of the it everything will work out for the best. It's the leaving the people behind, I
Okay.
think, that I just
Okay. So, are you willing to step out of the story that if you create big success, you will have to leave people behind?
yes, let's do that.
And now, are you willing to step out of the story that you have to not create big success in case you have to leave people behind?
Yes.
Ooh. So when it comes to doing the visualization exercise, see yourself at that level of success, surrounded by the people you want to be surrounded with.
And the weird thing is it's all on me
Yeah,
because, you know, I'm envisioning problems that don't even necessarily exist and probably
mhm,
wouldn't,
yep,
you
yep.
know? Oh
Welcome
my
to being
gosh.
human. Okay.
Okay. Ugh.
Remember,
Okay.
we are programmed, we are biologically programmed to look for the negative 3 times as much as for the positive. You have to build your mental muscles to start looking for the positive 3 times as much as the negative.
Okay. But I think I do that anyway because that's why I'm happy all the time.
Mhm.
Right? Because there's so much to be thankful for, right? So I mean, I'm kind of grounded in appreciating those things. Can
So
we
what can
step out
happen?
of one more thing?
Sure.
Can we step out of the whole perpetual confusion thing story I've got running? Like
Okay.
I
Okay.
should not be
So
perpetually confused at all. I
yeah,
should
but
not
you're
be.
you're doing that to distract yourself from the success you didn't want to achieve because you might lose people.
Yeah.
So are you willing to step out of the story that confusion is the best way to distract you from success?
Yes, please. Jettison that guy. Okay.
Ooh. Okay. How's that
Yeah.
feel?
Yeah. Later. Thank you.
Yay.
Better. Yay.
All right. So what we like to do is I'm going to say, let's give Alicia some love, and then we fill up the chat with hearts. And some people already know. Let's give Alicia some love. Woohoo. Okay. Who is popping up next? Elizabeth.
Hi.
Hey, sup?
So it's been brought to my attention recently that I seem to keep manifesting people into my life who are shit at replying to like emails, communications, anything,
Mhm.
including when it's like very important. And when I kind of call them out on it, they're like, "Oh, just keep bugging me, just keep nagging me." And I'm just like, "No, I don't want to do that." And it keeps happening. And now that I'm getting into a phase where I'd like to start, putting out content, I don't want to keep manifesting that energy.
Do you want to put out that content?
Yes.
That's not entirely true. What's going to happen once you put out that content?
Uh, Opens me up to more possibilities of getting trolled, which we've talked about before.
So if you don't want to get trolled, so you have to minimize how much content you put out there. So you have to attract people that aren't going to do it for you and just say, keep reminding me, so that you stay nice and safe and small. See how devious your mind is? It just puts everything in place so it can protect you.
Yep, devious little bugger.
Yep. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to do whatever it takes to protect yourself from trolls?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, we're back to focus now. If you're focused on not getting trolls, then you have to keep seeing trolls out there to say, okay, I got to make sure that doesn't happen to me. You've got to have every now and then a troll get through. So you're like, this is the very thing I'm trying to stop from happening. And see, this sucks. That's why I have to work so hard to make sure it doesn't happen. And I know the best way to make sure I don't get trolled a lot is to make sure a lot of people don't know who the hell I am. When you set an intention that I'm just going to have this really cool business that people love and I get praised for it, then you're not even thinking about the trolls. You're thinking about how cool the business is and how much and how the praise comes in. Right. So the more you try not to have trolls, the more you get stuck in trolls. So imagine a business where a lot of people see you and they love it. How does that feel?
Well, I would say that feels good, but it actually doesn't.
Okay. So how does that feel?
Um, Scary.
What's so scary about it?
Um, I think I just completely like ignored the second half of it. It was just stuck on the being out there with a lot of people seeing.
Okay.
Because again, it's just more opportunities to either have the intent misinterpreted or
Okay.
to say something that was, totally with the right intent and just uh not necessarily pissed someone off, but just kind of like broke the relationship.
Yep. So like we were talking about before, you have to be willing to let that happen. You have to be willing to have people misinterpret you, not get your intent, right? Because that's going to happen every now and then. For the most part, people will get you. Right. I remember one of my classes, someone was complaining about how people were reacting to him. And he said, "Well, I was just doing what you told me." And I said, "What did I tell you?" He said, "You just don't give a shit about people." And I'm like, "What? When did I ever say that?" He said, "You told me last time because I was worried about what people think about me." And I said, "Yeah, don't give a shit what they think about you. You want to give a shit about people, like that's important." But he completely misinterpreted it. And so he just was like, people will be talking to him, was like, "I don't care what you think." Right. Like there's a difference between being in a space of, I don't care what this person thinks about me versus looking in their face and go, "I don't care what you think." You're going to get a different reaction. Right. So that happens. That happens to me. It's happened to me with coaches. I've misinterpreted some of my coaches and done the wrong thing. For the most part, though, your message gets out there. Your message gets heard. Your message inspires other people and changes lives. And that is worth the few misinterpretations that come along the way. If you have to make sure there are zero misinterpretations, then it's the best thing to do is have zero people get your message. Oof. Okay. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure no one misinterprets your message?
Yes.
Are you willing to step out of the story that if someone does misinterpret your message, it's your fault?
Yes.
Oh. Right? The times that people misinterpret me, I just think, well, this is what I meant. Right? And I get it corrected if they actually have a conversation with me about it. Right? Other than that, it's just everyone has their own story. You could tell a story and 900 people in the room, 99 people get it perfectly. They get it. You made that story land. And one person's in their story that my life sucks and I keep getting bad advice. And then they'll misinterpret what you say and then say, "Well, you gave me this bad advice," because that's just the story they're running. Make sense? Okay. So is it okay to be visible?
Yes.
Okay, that wasn't bad actually. Okay. Is it okay to be visible and successful?
Yes.
That feels good too. All right. How you feeling?
Good. I'm still working on my shifting off of the just because this is how life has always been doesn't mean it's, or just because this is how it's been,
Yep.
it means that's how it's going to be in the future.
Okay. Well, let's
I'm
just get
getting
that
all
straight
these
on.
examples of just in the last week.
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that because it's been this way, it's always going to be this way?
Yes.
Okay. Remember this rule. Once you shift a belief, all evidence of that belief that you've created up until that point is now invalid because you were creating from that belief. Doesn't matter if it had happened a million times. It's now invalid. You're starting fresh in this moment. So let go of all the past evidence and just start creating future evidence that works for you. Got it?
Mhm.
You don't seem convinced.
I want to be.
Hell, you want to be. So what's going to happen if you stop creating the bad situations and start creating all the good situations?
I don't know, which is the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it better to stay in a known bad situation than to go into an unknown situation?
I think the pause was answer enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is the thing. People fear the unknown more than they fear a bad situation, right? That's where phrases like it's better the devil you know, because you know how to handle that. It may suck, but you know how it works. You know how often it works. You know the conditions involved, and you know how that story plays out over and over. And when I say, let's put you in a place where there's love and light and success and happiness, and you're like, what? I don't know what that feels like. Then your mind says, well, screw that. Let's just stay where we are. This is why the second component of visualization of the new life is so important. So you can give your mind something to lock on and say, oh, that's what it's going to be like. So, what I want you to do is start doing that. Visualize the life you want working out for you. Don't throw the crappy elements into it. Just the life you want working out for it, and get into those feelings and do it on a regular basis until you get comfortable with that. And that's when your mind's going to say, hey, let's just try that out. We've been doing it for a while now. Let's move into that space fully. Okay. So, this is building a muscle. Okay. And I want you to get this. It's like going to the gym. It's not like, oh, I'll do it now while Shiraz is telling me and then I'm done. No, you don't become a bodybuilder by exercising once. You want to do this on a regular basis so you can get to bodybuilder level. Once you're at bodybuilder level, you still need to do it to maintain bodybuilder level. You may not have to do it as often, but you still need to maintain those muscles. Okay. The audios will help you with that. And then you just settle into this, how it just feels like, oh my God, I'm giving these talks and people are responding. I'm making sales. People are asking for my autograph. My autograph. It's fucking cool. And I live in this great place. I'm having amazing relationships. I've met people I didn't even know I could hang out with, and they're my friends now. I love this friggin' life. Get into that space. How does that space feel?
Better.
Cool. Stay there as long as you can each day. Right? Sometimes what I do is I'm in my office and I'm thinking about the better office I want. And then I'm just imagining while I'm working away in the office that I'm in the better office. So I'm just superimposing the new reality on top of the current reality. And I'm like, oh, this feels good. I like this new office. Right? I've got the view of the ocean outside, right? And got the nice mahogany desk, and right. And then I've got like the big screen on the back wall. So when I want to take a break, I've got a 75-inch TV screen so I can just chill in my office. That's not even the 100-inch I've got in the room for watching movies. Like, this is a cool life. I want you to play with that. Right? And this is key. I want you to play with it. I don't want you to be like, I got to do this and I got to get it right and I've got to do all this. Ugh. That's not fun. Play with it. Be in that space. Like, I love this life. This life that I keep creating, that I keep looking at different aspects of it. It's amazing. And I'm living it now.
Hmm.
Okay. I've done these exercises. That's what's gotten me to where I am now. I know it works.
Oh yeah, that kicks something loose. Something that's been is a slog to get through, and just what you were talking about, doing your work in your office while being in the future office. I was
Yeah.
This work that's a slog to get through is to get me to a better place. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start doing it
Just
while
start doing it.
thinking about where I'm gonna end up as a result.
Good.
Felt better.
Now your energy just got a lot lighter. How do you feel?
Good.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Thanks.
Let's give Elizabeth some love. All right. Who is next? Angelica. Hey.
Right. Yeah, I worked with you, I think it's 2 years ago.
Okay.
Since that time, um, mm, my health improved a lot and also my relationships. And now there's the issue with the job situation.
Mhm.
So the health issue was very, very big for many years. And now it's new for me to start to work again.
Mhm.
And I managed finally to start a tiny business. And I'm giving Tibetan massage and energy healing.
Ooh,
And
nice.
I'm leading Qigong courses. So it
Mhm.
looks like this. I'm in the very beginning. I have once a week a group of 3 people, but they come regular.
Okay.
And in the month, 2 people come for massage. I do not have a website because I don't have money for that, but I'm on Google Business. You can find me on Maps, and that's enough to know.
Okay.
And I would like, actually, when I go to this room where I give the massage, then I feel like actually I would like to be there every day. And so there's some fear around because I'm not used to yet to that kind of strength in my health and to that kind of life.
Okay.
Plus, I'm also it's difficult for me to make advertisement. I'm annoyed from that.
Mhm.
So that are the 2 things.
When you say advertisements, what do you mean?
To tell people this is what I offer. Let's come and try.
Okay.
To give flyers to a shop or to find a way. I don't know, to find a way to show myself that people know that this is my
Okay.
my business.
So practically, go to ChatGPT, tell it all the stuff you do, and ask it to write compelling copy on what you do that you can just print on flyers and put out there, put on emails and send it out. Let it do the work. I do that all the time.
This is all a foreign language for me. I don't understand the words you say. I,
ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence AI program that you can say, I do this, write copy, so the words that I can use in advertisements to get people to buy my products. And it will write it all for you.
oh, okay. I feel like a bear that is coming out of a cave after
Okay.
long sleep, and technology developed in that time during the sleep. And it's,
Okay.
I'm happy that I can be on this Zoom call.
Mhm.
I'm really good in helping people to relax, but this is really something very
Okay.
I'm unfamiliar with.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of stuff with AI now that's going to help make your business easy. And there's a lot of workshops that teach you how to use it. And a lot of them are free. So the resources are out there. You could probably just go to YouTube and find some. And so you have access to that. The thing that's going on now is you're trying to play it really, really safe. Right? Small baby steps keep it safe rather than take the big steps to create your business. So, are you willing to step out of the story that you have to do this as small and as safely as possible?
No.
Okay. So remember that if you're trying to be safe, you have to create reasons why you need to be safe. So you can look at it and say, see, that's why I need to be safe. So if you're coming out of illness, you'll see other people that have illness and you can see them struggling because they tried to do too much too fast. And you're like, I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm going to stay small. I'm going to take it safe. Take it.
Mm.
However, when you make a decision to get out of safety and get into awareness, awareness is a different beast. With awareness, you'll get a feeling of whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. With safety, it's always making sure I don't do the wrong thing. It's not about making sure I do the right thing. Awareness shows you both sides. And if you start to do the wrong thing, your awareness will say, nope, time to stop there. Let's change course and go over here and do this instead. So are you willing to step out of the story that your priority needs to be safe?
Yes.
Yeah. No, we worked before and that improved your health. Now,
Mhm.
now let's get the business going. Okay. And if you want your business to grow and you want it to grow quickly, you can't keep playing safe. Doesn't mean you're dangerous. I'm not saying go the opposite side and play dangerously. I'm just saying stop playing safe.
Mhm.
Okay. So are you allowed to have help in your business?
No.
Okay. Who taught you that? Who taught you that you can't have help in your business?
It's me.
Actually, that's coming up true. Okay,
Okay.
so are you willing to step out of that story that you can't have help in your business?
Yes. Cannot do it without help.
Yeah, but you're refusing or not seeing help if you're in the story that you can't have help.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So stepping out of that story will allow you to see opportunities to get help. It will allow people to approach you and say, why don't I help you out, Angelica? And it could be like, because what you do, one of the people I work with, she does Lomi Lomi and Thai massage and energetic healing. And so I do energetic magic on her and I get free massages all the time.
Mhm.
Right? So with the energetic magic I do on her, it improves her business. So everyone wins. We help each other out. So you can look for opportunities like that where you can do swaps, or you can just be in, well, not or, and you can be in a place where you're just willing to receive help from people. Right? There's a lot of established business owners there that are willing to give some of their time out to help start people that are starting out because they know what it's like.
Mhm.
Right? And for especially like for anyone, but especially for people that are starting out in the business, get as much help as you can. Don't be in this place like I've got to start a new business and I got to do it all on my own and get to a certain level before I can get help. No, right away. Like just get it. Ask for it. Look for it. And then see how much faster everything grows. And because other people are helping you, it feels safer. It feels more supportive. So you're willing to grow faster.
Mhm.
Okay. So you okay asking for help?
Yes.
Okay, that's feeling good.
Yeah.
All right. How you feeling overall?
I feel lighter. Mhm.
Good. Okay. So speed it up. You can do this.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's give Angelica some love.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right. Marilyn.
Calling on me?
No.
Hey.
So I'm I'm not sure what's stopping me, but when you first began, you talked about when we learn to love ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and we start to value ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
then that attracts others to us.
Yes.
And what do you recommend? Like how would I go about that?
Learning to love
Because
yourself.
that's yes.
Sure.
And value and acknowledge, like value who I am as a person
Okay.
and all that. Like,
Do you have kids?
I do. I have 6 adult children,
Okay.
adults.
I want you to picture when one or more of them was 2 years old.
Mhm.
When they were trying to accomplish something, how did you talk to them?
In a loving way.
Do you talk to yourself in that same way?
Not always.
Okay. I want you to always talk to yourself in that way.
Okay.
All right. Show yourself the same love you show your children.
Okay.
Okay. As you continue to have loving conversations with yourself, you will start to love yourself more.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go back to one of your 2-year-old children. They're 2. Okay. Have they accomplished much in this world?
No.
Well, therefore, they have no value, right?
Well, I have learned
Mhm.
recently that we all have value. I I wasn't raised that way to think that I
Mhm.
had value, but like just recently, I'm learned that we all have infinite value when
Mhm.
we're just because of who we are,
Yep.
just because we
Just
were
because.
born, just because.
Yep.
So I'm I'm getting used to that idea and accepting it, and I
Okay.
believe it.
Okay. So when you recognize that you have infinite value, and the only thing stopping you from expressing that value is your beliefs, then you're going to start tapping more into that value and start working more to release those beliefs. And when you look at yourself like you did your kids and probably still do your kids, that they have all this value. If all your kids have this value, you've got this value.
Mhm. Yeah.
So then just acknowledge, like, I've got all this value. I just need to figure out ways to express it because it's there. It's inherent. I'm just not expressing it because I've been told I can't. I've been told it's
Okay.
wrong. I've been told I'm not worthy. All these things. It's just what people have told you.
Mhm.
So are you willing to step out of the story that because people told you you don't have value, you must not have value?
Yeah. I am willing to.
Okay.
Mhm.
If you make a mistake, do you have to punish yourself?
Um, not anymore.
That's not actually coming up true. I know you're getting it.
No, I mean, yeah, like, and that could come across in many ways, like the way I talk to myself or think of myself or whatever. But
Yep.
yeah,
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that if you make mistakes, you need to be punished for them?
oh yeah, I'm definitely willing to step out of that as well.
And I want you to get punishment could just be you saying to yourself, you idiot. Why the hell did you do that? You know better. That's punishment.
Mhm.
Stop that conversation. Go back to if a 2-year-old made a mistake, I don't think you went up to your kids and go, you idiot. What's wrong with you? You should know
Yeah,
better.
true,
All right.
true. Right. Okay.
It's
I love
usually okay.
that comparison.
Yeah. You want to go,
I can see that.
went wrong. You got this. We'll do better next time. Like have that
Mhm.
love conversation with yourself all the time.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. So with me, I have loving conversations and I'm a little bit of a different beast. So I also have sarcastic conversations with myself. So if I mess something up, then instead of going, oh my God, you're an idiot, I'll be like, "Oh, well, that was brilliant. Because the conversation language is still positive, even though it's sarcasm. It's still positive language in
Yeah.
my brain.
Yeah. It keeps it light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. I always keep it fun. I always keep it light.
I like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How are you feeling?
Really good. Much better.
Hey. All right.
That I
All
can
right.
do this.
Yes. Okay, let's give Marilyn some love. Okay. All right, 21 past. So I just want to let some people know and remind some other people that the New Year's Eve event is coming up. So it's called, where'd it go? There we go. It's called Release, Reset, and Reignite Your Magic for the New Year. It's on December 31st, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern for the general admission. And then the VIPs get a more intimate session from 4:30 till 6. Okay, this is all about, let me put the discount code in there. That's the discount code. This is all about looking at what's happened over the last year, the blocks and beliefs you've created around it, the ways you're limiting yourself, and removing them during those 3 hours. Okay. That way you can get it cleared for most of you in the morning, afternoon, unless you're over in Europe. And then that night, go celebrate New Year's however you want to celebrate it because you're now clean. I've had lots of people go through this program. There will be some testimonials coming out for on emails and on my website and stuff for this. And one big one, though, is one of my mentors came to the event a couple of years ago. He'd been coaching me and he knew kind of what I did, but he didn't actually see me in action. So he came to the New Year's Eve event. A 5-minute belief shifting, kind of like what we're doing here, had him make an extra $4 million the next year. So he's given a big testimonial for that event because, $4 million extra. And that's what can happen. And people have said that's changed their lives. It's set them up for a better new year. And it's given them a different perspective to get into the new year. Now, if you do go VIP, you get that extra session from 4:30 to 6. And the next week, Friday, January 3rd, we're doing another session called Aligning to the Energies of 2025. So the New Year's Eve event is getting rid of the crap of 2024. The next event, let's line you up for 2025. So that's all included in the VIP. As well, at the event, there will be prizes. Some of my promotion partners are donating prizes, and I will be giving out several prizes. The top prize is a VIP day with me. It's worth $10,000. We're going to be looking at your beliefs and your business. So you'll be getting energetic shifts and practical advice on how you can improve your business to just make it explode. Okay. And if you, sorry, I send the link for my affiliate. Yes, so people that are helping to promote, when you let me know you're promoting, I put you into the system as a promoter, and you will get emails that have the code, all the copy, all the graphics. It's completely cut and paste. It even has your code in the copy. So people that have promoted other events know that you have to go to one place, grab the code, and then paste it at various places. No, that's all done for you. I've got the system set up to do everything for you. It's so easy. So those of you who want to, oh, thanks, Laura. Those of you who would like to help promote, there we go. That is the link there. And promotion partners get 50% commissions on the tickets they sell. So people make some good money on this event. um, so yeah, and I appreciate any help because, okay, let's pay attention, Angelica. I'm asking for help. I'm not shy about it. I would love some extra help promoting this event. Thank you in advance. And we have a great time. It's also, it's New Year's, so it's going to be a party, especially when we start giving out those prizes. And VIPs on. Oh, thanks, Jen. Yeah, we have a good time in that VIP group too. Like, okay, everyone else is gone. It's our time now. Let's get some big shifts going on. All right. So that is going on. Also, because you are here, where is my LinkedIn links? Links to share. There we are. Here is a link to a form. On this form, you can say, I would like to be in the contest to win a ticket to Refuel Your Ambitions, which is a 3-hour workshop with $500. And you'll get a 1 in 5 chance of winning attendance in that workshop. And you have a chance to get a private half-hour coaching session with me worth $1,000. Apparently, Eco won this afternoon because I saw him sign up right away. There's about a 1 in 10 chance of winning that, and the system automatically just does a random number. It tells you whether you've won or not and gives you a code. Laura wins often because Laura's been doing this work and manifests like crazy because she knows how to build her life around this. So Laura and a partner actually in the Monthly Magic program won $100,000 in the lottery. They came in and they held up the big lottery check. It was very cool. So this stuff works, just so you know. And I would love to see you guys at New Year's Eve. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and it's gonna set things up for an amazing 2025. So we are almost at time. I would like to thank you guys for coming out tonight. I will stay on if anyone has any questions. However, the clearing part is done for the day. So if you got to go. And then once the questions are over, I'm going to go relax and just watch some mindless TV because I started at 10 a.m. and it's almost 10 p.m. here. So I'm done. All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Shiraz.
Yep.
Is the January 3rd for VIPs only? Is that connected to the New Year's Eve thing?
Yeah, it's for VIPs unless you want to pay $500 to attend it separately.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah. You can pay an extra $100 and attend, or you can pay $500 and attend. It's your choice.
Okay, so it's 100 if you're a VIP for 197.
Yeah.
Because the Monthly Magic people go to the event, the New Year's Eve event.
So the Monthly Magic people, if you're in Monthly Magic, you get a separate code. So VIP tickets are only $50.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, thank
People
you.
in my program get discounts. Monthly Magic and Business Magic VIP is only $50. If you're in $1 Million Impact Makers, you're in for free for everything.
Okay, so I signed up for the event with the code for the monthly magic people you gave, I think, last week. And
Okay.
then for the affiliate thing too. And so
Mhm.
now how do I sign up for VIP for $50?
Well, if you said you signed up for it last week with the monthly magic code, you would have only paid $50.
I didn't pay anything though, because monthly magic people are going to the event free, you said.
Oh, you didn't pay anything because you got general admission. If you had gone to VIP, it would have
Right.
said $50. So just use your monthly magic code and you'll get in for $50.
Monthly magic code.
Yep.
I have a code.
It's in the group, and I'll put it in the group again, just to make sure.
I can find it.
Okay.
It's in the Facebook group.
In the Facebook group.
Okay.
It's not a lot of effort for me to put like a 6-digit code in the monthly magic
Okay, go
group.
ahead then. Thank you.
Yeah, after.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Hours of January 3rd are the same, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Okay. Any other questions?
It's
Monthly magic.
Eastern, yes, Shiraz?
Pardon?
Eastern Standard
Eastern.
Time?
Everything's Eastern. Sorry, I live in
Wonderful.
Eastern, so we do Eastern.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. I will see you again soon.
Thank you.
Welcome.